Hey guys, let's get more news from Steelers, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. A little birdie tells ex-NFL star Chad Johnson Russell Wilson is coming to Steelers. A little birdie purportedly chirped to former NFL wide receiver Chad Johnson where Russell Wilson will play in 2024 following the star-crossed quarterback's likely departure from the Denver Broncos. A little birdie told me, and I said this many shows ago, Russell Wilson's coming on over to the Pittsburgh Steelers, Johnson claimed Monday on the Nightcap podcast alongside his co-host, Broncos legend Shannon Sharpe. Tentatively expected to be released over the coming weeks, Wilson is the subject of continued speculation relative to his next football locale. Several teams have been bandied as potential destinations. The Buccaneers, Vikings, Falcons, and Jets are popular among the connecting community, but Pittsburgh is perhaps the most logical. The Steelers are on record as seeking competition for incumbent starting QB Kenny Pickett and meshing a solid rushing attack with a dominant defense. It'd be a soft landing spot for a 36-year-old, in November, whose best days athletically are behind him. Wilson, however, has enough left in his arm to represent an upgrade on Pickett, stabilizing the floor of a perennial playoff organization under coach Mike Tomlin. Last month, NFL.com's David Carr dubbed the Steelers as Wilson's top suitor, with ESPN's Jeremy Fowler categorizing them as a sleeper. So the smoke had been there even before Johnson's birdie came calling, and it could turn to fire during the upcoming scouting combine in Indianapolis. As of Tuesday, according to DraftKings, the Steelers are the betting favorite to acquire Wilson this offseason. This year's Super Bowl might be over, but this spectacular Seattle home, formerly owned by Russell Wilson and wife, Sierra, deserves its own championship trophy. The luxury waterfront estate in Bellevue, Washington, located just outside Seattle, was once the home of former Seattle Seahawks quarterback Russell Wilson, who was traded to the Denver Broncos in March 2022, and his wife, singer Sierra. The couple purchased the home for their family in 2015 from tech exec Harish Naidu, according to Seattle Met, and it hit the market in 2022 for $36 million. The home is still on the market, but with a $10 million price cut, and it can still be yours. The stunning property is perched on the shores of Lake Washington with spectacular views of the downtown Seattle skyline. Here you get the benefits of both worlds, blufftop views and beachside access. Set behind gates, there's an opulent entryway surrounded by immaculate landscaping. Inside is a 20-foot-tall entry rotunda, complete with a dazzling chandelier, that welcomes you into the lavish home. It spans 14 square feet and has 6 bedrooms and 7 bathrooms. Once you pass through the entry, you're welcomed with magnificent views of Lake Washington through large windows. The main level features a homey, yet contemporary living room with an ornate fireplace. From here, there's a dining room surrounded by windows of the backyard and lake. The nearby chef's kitchen is a gourmand's dream, with an 8-burner stove and a 14-foot-long eat-in island, ideal for prepping for large celebrations, including the ultimate Super Bowl party. Upstairs there are 4 en-suite bathrooms, again with incredible views. There is also a cozy reading nook with 2 walls of windows. Former Chicago Bears QB's time with Steelers is telling for Justin Fields' future. By the time quarterback, Mitch Trubisky reached his final season with the Chicago Bears, it was clear that he would need to spend some time as a backup before having another opportunity to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. Trubisky spent the 2021 season as the backup to quarterback Josh Allen with the Buffalo Bills, before signing with the Pittsburgh Steelers ahead of the 2022 season. Trubisky signed with the Steelers with the intention of being the team's starting quarterback. Trubisky's time with the Steelers proved to be familiar territory for the former Bears' first-round pick. Shortly after signing with the Steelers, Pittsburgh elected to take quarterback Kenny Pickett in the first round of the 2022 NFL Draft. Trubisky to Pickett proved to be what Mike Glennon was to the former Bears starting quarterback in 2017. Jerry Dulac of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette shared a story that revealed that Trubisky never had a chance with the Steelers. Trubisky, on draft night, was asked to send a congratulatory text to Pickett in an instance that was eerily similar to when Glennon was at the Bears' 2017 draft party when they selected the former North Carolina quarterback with the second overall selection. The reason why that story remains relevant for the Bears is because the Steelers still remain determined to make Pickett as comfortable as possible. Despite struggles during his first 2 seasons and seemingly being benched during the Steelers' playoff run in 2023, the organization still has faith in the former first-round pick. That could be problematic for the Bears as they seem to be preparing for a trade of Justin Fields. While the Falcons are viewed as the favorites to land Fields, it's likely that the Bears were going to use a team such as the Steelers in order to maximize the value of their current starting quarterback. That may no longer be the choice if the Steelers aren't interested in an upgrade at the quarterback position. Quarterback Justin Fields downplayed his decision to unfollow the Chicago Bears on Instagram. According to him, this is a strategy to avoid consuming content related to American football on your timeline. In other words, it is an attempt to control the Instagram algorithm. "I'm still with the Bears, I just needed some time," Fields said on the St. Brown Brothers podcast, hosted by wide receivers Amon-Ra and Equanimeous St. Brown, this Wednesday, 21. "I stopped following the Bears and the NFL. I just don't want to see American football on my timeline." In any case, Fields' decision caused controversy in the press. There are rumors that the Bears intend to trade him this offseason. The franchise holds the first pick in the 2024 draft. The expectation is that Chicago will send Fields to another team and select quarterback Caleb Williams, a prospect from USC. Still, according to the buzz in the American press, the Bears would only trade the first pick for a considerable amount. Steelers should sign former Bears defender. The Pittsburgh Steelers are in need of a safety alongside Minkah Fitzpatrick, and if they're set on adding a veteran who can change the dynamic of this defense, their best option has hit the open market. The Chicago Bears announced the release of Eddie Jackson, a 2-time Pro Bowler and former All-Pro. At 30 years old, he's set to hit free agency and should have offers on the table from multiple teams. But if he's thinking Super Bowl, the Steelers are in consideration, and if the Steelers are thinking of securing a top-tier safety, Jackson is on their minds. In the last 2 years, Jackson has recorded 5 interceptions and 2 forced fumbles. He's allowed a 61% and 60% competition rate over that span, and has a career average of 59.76%. He's also accumulated 15 career interceptions, 10 forced fumbles, 6 fumble recoveries, and 6 touchdowns. The Steelers are currently working with Damontae Kazee and Keanu Neal as their safeties next to Fitzpatrick. Patrick Peterson could also be an option if he isn't released as a cap casualty. With Neal holding less than $1 million in dead cap and Kazee being a very capable number 3, the option to switch things should come easy for Pittsburgh. Jackson becomes the best-case scenario for this safety room and could be the answer Pittsburgh has been looking for as a running mate alongside their All-Pro in Fitzpatrick. And you fan, what do you think of the Eddie Jackson Bears situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.